All right, brothers and sisters, this morning. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Funkadelic. Yes, sir. One nation under the groove. Yes, sir. That's what we are, the Afro-descendant nation, one nation under the groove for the black man, woman, and child here in America. We're going to get right on with our program this morning because this is a special program this morning, brothers and sisters. And I have a special guest going to be coming on at 10:30, and this is why I'm on the program today. And we're going to be talking about the African Liberation Day event. That's right here in the city of Baltimore. So without further ado, brothers and sisters, all praise is due to the one God Allah, Master Farad Muhammad, who came here July 4th, 1930. And remembering the first and last messenger of Allah in the person of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad. And we thank the honorable Elijah Muhammad for the honorable Silas Muhammad, the man who went to the UN, the man who fought for us right there on the world stage for the black man, woman, and child. Stayed there for 17 years. He and his wife, Queen Mashaki Muhammad, and also those who went with him, some of the entourage with him, went over there speaking at the UN on our behalf. I'm talking about the Honorable Silas Muhammad, that man that went, put you on the world stage. It is that man I'm speaking about now. It is the man that I represent to you. As I've been telling you all right here on Message to the Black Man program, he is the man now that went there. Just as Malcolm X wanted to go to the UN now. As all of you all know, Malcolm X did want to go to the UN, but it was the man himself that was destined to go, the Honorable Silas Muhammad, on your behalf. Now, all of our people, not just the Muslims, not just the Lost Foundation of Islam, but all of our people, and brought together 19 heads of states, representing now 250 million of ex-slave descendants of Abraham. And I give great honor to the 24 black Islamic scientists, brothers and sisters, this morning, because without them, nothing would have been established. And also, like I said, brothers and sisters, the African Liberation Day event will be held on Sunday, next Sunday now, May 29th, from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Lafayette Square at the corner of West Lafayette and North Arlington Avenue. And I will have on Sister Abenar. You can reach her at 202-528-6884. That's 202-528-6884. That is the phone number for the organizer for the African Liberation Day event, Sister Abenar. She will be on with me at 10:30. So tune in, brothers and sisters, and listen to what the sister had to say. Bring out your family members, your loved ones, all of them, at Lafayette Square at the corner of North Arlington Avenue, brothers and sisters, right here in the city of Baltimore. It's going to be a family event. It's going to have a lot of things going on there. You can bring your family out and enjoy yourselves for once. Won't be no shooting there, none of that nature. Okay, so it's going to be an atmosphere where you can enjoy yourself. Come on out to Church House, all right? It's going to be from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. now. You come on out to Church House now after you get through, singing in Kumbaya and all that stuff now. You come on down and do some Kumbaya with your people right down here at the African Liberation Day. Because we're going to be having it, it's going to be going on next Sunday, May the 29th, from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Lafayette Square at the corner of West Lafayette and North Arlington Avenue. And also, brothers and sisters, you can tune in and listen to Message to the Black Man on YouTube. Just type in the search engine, Message to the Black Man Radio Broadcast, and you can check us out right there on YouTube. Also, Angel Network /Afro Descendant. That is a new program that's on YouTube also, speaking about all of what's going on with the Afro Descendant Nation. And brothers and sisters, those of you out there who are listening, you can go to afrodescendant.org. That's afrodescendant.org and become a member of the Afro Descendant Nation. Because it is the Afro-descendant nation now, brothers and sisters. As me and Brother Minister, he's not here today, been saying right here on this radio, that you can get your reparations through your identity called Afro-descendant. This is what the Caucasian know, and this is what the world know. And while many of our brothers and sisters, they still want to carry on the name African American, I explained to you all that the name African American did not become legalized until 2016. You all forgot that. I know, because so much is going on. That's why I said to you all last week, don't get caught up in white world politics. You can look at it but don't get consumed with it. Because you have your own world politics that you have to deal with, brothers and sisters. Your own world politics. And that world means Afro-descendant. That world means taking your place on the world stage now as ex-slaves descendants. Now, you spent that 400 years in slavery. You had to become a recognized people. This is what they didn't want. This is why all the killings and stuff is going on in the black community throughout the United States of America. This is what the fight is all about. Keeping the black nation separated. Keeping you as an individual. But yet they controls everything and you controls absolutely nothing. You the black man now. I'm talking about you the black man in general. Ex-slave descendant. You the black man has become that God, as you say God, but become that God, become that Jesus now. As Jesus said, be like unto me, but we're not talking about the man of 2,000 years ago. You can look at his history and understand what he tried to do and failed to do. Or yes, I said failed to do, because he could not convert the Jews over to his way of thinking. And I'm saying now to you, you have to look at your world politics. You cannot incorporate white world politics and use white world politics now to try to get yourself out of this condition. Look at yourself today, all right? Let me give you an example right quick. Many of you have witnessed, okay, throughout Baltimore City and everything else, and the nation, concerning what has taken place now with State's Attorney Marilyn Mosby, all right, Nick Mosby and all of that. This is white world politics they got involved with. You cannot use white world politics and thinking that it's not going to come down on you. You cannot practice what the Caucasian white man is practicing and think they're not going to come down on you. All right? If you use that, these are the consequences from using white world politics. You have to sit down now as an educated man, as an intelligent woman, black woman I'm speaking about, ex-slave descendant now. You now had to sit down and write laws that would benefit you as a people now. This is what I'm talking about. As I said last week, you need a land base. Black man, woman, and child. You need a land base to work out of. And right now, you don't have a land base to work out of. Because you think white world politics is going to solve your problem. It is your problem. Do you understand? White world politics is your problem because you had incorporated that way of life into your way of life, and it has caused you nothing but problems. Look at now the Congressional Black Caucus. It's a prime example, all right, of white world politics. They serve white world politics. You now complaining about the Congressional Black Caucus members not benefiting the black world or ex-slaves descendants. Here, the Afro-descendant nation. You're crying about James Clyburn. As James Clyburn said about a week and a half ago, I won't use the words he said, but y'all know what he said. Don't stop, you know what, effing with me at his fish fry. Leave me alone. Now, he's been in politics for 30-some years. All right? Just as Maxine Waters, the Congressional Black Caucus, was established in 1971. What have they done for the black man, woman, and child in America? That's the question that's being raised today. You need now, black man, woman, and child, a land base whereas you can work out of. You need a land base whereas you can sit down now, come together, and write your own laws. As a human being, you have been recognized now by the United Nations in 2006. Brothers and sisters, that's all I'm trying to get you to understand now. You are a recognized people now called Afro-descendant people. Embrace the name Afro-descendant. It's just a political name for you. Embrace the Afro-descendant nation. Become a member of it for your protection. As I said last week, I reinstate it this morning to you, black man, woman, and child. Regardless to whom you might be following, you might say, I'm an Asiatic black man. I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I'm a Moorish science. I'm a Christian. I'm a Baptist, African and Methodist. You still an ex-slave descendant in America. That's what you are. An ex-slave descendant in America that the United Nations now has recognized as Afro-descendants in the United States of America and signed off on that in 2006. So now you now can charter a course for yourself for self-determination and self-government. That's up to you to choose to do. If you choose now to stay with the Caucasian and all of his filth, then suffer the consequences behind all of that. Because there are consequences that will be suffered behind all of that. So, without any further ado now, brothers and sisters, I'm going to have to kind of bring on my special guest, Sister Abena. And I'm going to see if Brother Chris can bring her on. Is she on right now, brother? Let me grab these headphones here. Sister, you on?
Whenever you're ready.
Are you on, sister?
Yes, I'm here.
I can hear. Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. I'm sitting in my car so I can have complete quiet.
Yes, ma'am. Brothers and sisters, this morning, this is Sister Abena I have on the line. She is one of the major organizers for the African Liberation Day here in the city of Baltimore. It will commence next Sunday, as I said, May the 29th. Now, Sunday, May the 29th. It will be
Right.
It will be at Lafayette Square, at the corner of West Lafayette and North Arlington Avenue. And you can reach, Sister at 202-528-6884. And Sister, I'm not going to prolong the time. I know that I told my audience that you will be on today, and introduce yourself to them and explain to them my first question to you about African Liberation Day.
Well, first, I'd like to tell you a little bit about African Liberation Day, and thank you for asking for that. African Liberation Day was actually founded in 1958 as African Freedom Day. And African Liberation Day is an institution in Baltimore, which under the leadership, it started with Brother Charlie Duggar and Camp Harambe. And I want to give him all the recognition for that. The people have been commemorating African Liberation Day in Baltimore for about 3 decades. It was about less than 3 years ago that Charlie Duggar asked the Maryland Council of Elders if they would take the torch and continue in the celebration of African Liberation Day. And it's one of the co-chairs of the Maryland Council of Elders, and the other co-chair is Il Shakara Hannibal. We said after this COVID, we're going to bring African liberation back to Lafayette Square Park. People need to get out. People need to be inspired and motivated and encouraged. Now, around the world, Africans and other progressive people gather for African Liberation Day. This is going to be happening all around the world. And each year, African people examine our liberation, our struggles. They assess the progress that has been made, and they identify what is left to do and organize with unity to try to to find the solutions to get it done.
Yes.
And that's a lot of what African Liberation Day is about, although it's not everything.
Yes, yes, ma'am. I understand that. I do know Brother Charles Duggar and the works he have done, and also what he has done with the Marcus Garvey event, that he holds every year, I think at Harlem Park. Okay, and one of the things I want to also mention concerning maybe some of the speakers, okay, that you might have there. I did speak with you concerning one of the major speakers you had mentioned. He was in the civil rights era, Mukasa. I think that's Mukasa Dada.
Yes, Mukasa Dada Ricks. He's the one who honed in that Black Power, raised that fist up, Black Power. He's a very strong speaker. He motivates people. It inspires them, and I'm so happy that he's going to be a part of the African Liberation Day. And I would like to say, not only in Baltimore, but everywhere, here and abroad, because the same problems we have here, people need to understand, understand that they have the same problems in countries all over the world. And so African Liberation Day not only calls in the United States, but also abroad. It calls the communities to unify against injustice, not only in Maryland, but throughout the USA and in Africa and across the world. This is the time we can come together to reaffirm our commitment to the resistance to injustices done to many of us. And it's not a family, I don't think, that is living today that somebody in their family has been done an injustice to.
Yes, ma'am. You mentioned, and you did send me some information concerning you chartered a bus. From Howard University. Is you from Howard University? You bring some students?
Yes, I was able to get a bus, and I'm very happy to say it's a Black-owned business. We need to support each other, and they're going to be leaving from Banneker Field across from Howard University on the day of African Liberation Day. People will gather there, the ones who have been assigned a seat. There's only one bus because this is like a luxury kind of charter bus. We were able to get one bus for people who do not have a way to get from D.C. to Baltimore and do not need to take the Amtrak or the MARC train. The round trip, it's only $10, and we do have some seats left. Not many, but we do have some seats left. And you can get my number again before this is all over with, that you call, and you pay the $10 round trip. They'll be gathering at 11 a.m. The bus will depart at 11:30 a.m., bring you from D.C. to Lafayette Square Park, and when it's over at 6 p.m., it will take you back to the Banneker Field, and we're so happy about this. The bus is filling up quickly, and there's a few seats.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am, that sounds good. And I'm just putting it out there for, the brothers and sisters here in Baltimore and the surrounding areas that sisters bringing in a bus, all right, bringing some brothers and sisters from Howard University and in the vicinity of those areas, and come on out, brothers and sisters. As I said in my opening, this is a fun family event, okay, and everything. It's for the family. It's for unity. Matter of fact, sister, you did mention to me concerning that this whole event is based around unity. You'd like to speak on that?
Unity in the community. Don't we need more of that? Don't we need more of that? Instead of fighting against each other, we need to come together, unify, so you can organize to get things done and to fight the injustices that are prevalent in our communities from so many directions every day. So we're trying to unify the communities. This is around Harlem Park, but all of Baltimore. Let me tell you, I had an elder call me from Akron, Ohio. He's a vendor,
yes,
an elder. and he's driving all the way to African Liberation Day. There's people coming from Greenville, South Carolina. There's people coming from Jersey and Philly. And I'm just so excited about this. The word has gotten out through social media and all points of the media that African Liberation Day is going, and I think a lot of the speakers have something to do with the draw. But it's just the unity that we've been showing through all the things that people have been saying and the social media, how they're presenting African Liberation Day. The people want to really be a part of coming together in unity and seeing communities wanting to solve issues that need to be resolved with our people.
Yes, ma'am. You mentioned, too, about let's speak on the issue of vendors. Okay. Do you have any vendor space left, and how much is it for vendor space so that might be some people out there first time hearing about, the African Liberation Day?
So, okay.
Can you
yes, we do have several vendors, but there is room for a few more vendors. I hate to put a number out there. I do know the number, but let me just say this. First come, first serve. We do have room for more vendors. And the vending fee is only $35 for your table. You bring your table, your chair if you need to sit down, you set up, and the first come, first serve. There's no location that we have assigned to you. You get there and you pick the location where you want to be in this wonderful park to vend whatever that you have to sell. Now, I'm asking our vendors to be there, all set up and ready to go by 12:30 p.m. But if you want to be a vendor, you need to call me so I can fill out the application for you. And it takes 30 seconds to do that. And I'll also let you know how you can pay your $35 vending fee.
Yes, ma'am. Let me just say this to the listening audience, the brothers and sisters out there who might have something to sell. This is a grand opportunity for you now.
It's a grand opportunity.
Yes,
you can't beat a vending fee as low as $35. But we wanted to set it low. We're not going to be practicing capitalism. We're not really trying to make money. What we want to do is make sure that you're there and the things that our community needs, like you may have cloth, you may have jewelry, you may have shea butter, whatever it is, this is the time for them to come out and purchase it.
Yes, ma'am.
What about you?
Yes, ma'am. So, brothers and sisters, those of you out there might want to do some vending at the event. I have the Sister Abenal here on and everything. You can contact Sister at 202-528-6884. Those of you might want to do some vending. Sister, can you kind of explain about what are you allowing to sell out there?
Oh, anything that's motivating, positive, inspirational, but things that our people need. There'll be people selling red, black, and green flags. There'll be mud cloth. You can sell almost you can sell anything that you would like to sell. And when you're coming into the community with seniors and young people and the children and the entire family, you know the things that we need. Bring it on out, pay your vendor fee, set it up, and so the people can purchase things that they need and that they can't always find from you.
Yes, ma'am. You did give a timeline, brothers and sisters. Do you have a cutoff time, sister? Is Saturday or Friday is a cutoff time for the vendor's application to be in, or what now?
Well, actually, the cutoff time was already passed, but since we still have a few more vending slots, today is Sunday. I would say the cutoff time for this would be, I'll make it until this Thursday as the absolute cutoff for the vending fee, and to let us know that you're going to be arriving there too then.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, brothers and sisters, Sister has put it out there for you all. The cutoff time to be a vendor at the African Liberation Day event will be Thursday, and you had to be set up Sunday by 12:30 p.m. The charge is $35, and you need to contact Sister Abenal at 202-528-6884. 884. Now, sister, also, do you have, the email where some people like to, do emails and stuff of that nature?
Oh, yes, I certainly do. You can email, and this email may seem kind of long. I'll repeat it twice. It's Maryland Council of Elders. The letter B is in baby, and more. B more. B is, okay, Maryland Council of Elders. B more. MORE @gmail.com.
Yes, sir. Thank you, ma'am. Brothers and sisters, there you have it. You have two contact information for Sister Abner. One is the phone number, and the other is Maryland Elders.
Maryland Council.
Maryland Council of Elders. Be more @gmail.com. That right?
That's right. That's right.
Okay.
Now, would you like to hear about some of the speakers?
I was about to ask you that about some of the speakers.
We're on the same page.
Okay. Go ahead.
So anyway, before I announce who some of the speakers will be, I'd like you to know that we do have some great vendors. You could be one of them. There's a children's festival tent. Under the children's festival tent, it's going to be the children. And there's an organization celebrate African Liberation Day with liberation through reading. They're going to be giving 100 books to African youth. 100 books. There'll be storytellings, and the international storytellers, something out of Philadelphia, will be coming along with the storytelling. Grandmother Edna, who's a storyteller. Everybody knows her in Baltimore. Yeah. And they'll be there under the tent for children. There's going to be a lot for the children. Now, there's going to be an information table, also a few health screenings. Now, some of the people who will be speaking, of course, is going to be our very own Charlie Duggar with Camp Harambe, the people. Erica Kane from Black Alliance for Peace. Rafiki Morris with the All African People's Revolutionary Party. And do you know we're going to have Mukasa Dada Ricks, who's been out of the country not just long ago. He speaks everywhere, and he's a great speaker. All of the speakers are. There's also going to be Brandon Walker from UJIMA, which is the People's Progress Party. We're going to have a young man, Jameer, from Howard University with the Kwame Ture Society. And there's going to be Senghor Baye from the UNIA, ACL-RC 2020. There's going to be Minister Abdul Rahim Shakur talking about reparations and self-determination. Also, Baba Mosi Masamilia, President of UNIA ACL Division 330-RC2020. And it's just going to be a lot of speakers. You know, we have someone from the Claudia Jones School of Political Education, which is Dr. Dante. He's a young man. And not to mention the performances. Also the performances.
Right.
We're going to be having the Park Vibe drummers, Exala, May Alma drumming. There's a songbird. She just gave a concert here in D.C. Her name is Freedom L. She's a songbird, and she's going to be singing. I'll be sharing some poetry myself, and internationally known Proverbs Reggae Band will be doing a performance that you will not forget. Before the pandemic came in, they were at African Liberation Day, the Proverbs Reggae Band, and people have been asking for them to come back since then. So they're coming back, and you'll be able to hear them again. And the ones who haven't heard them, you're going to love it.
Yes, ma'am. Let me ask you this question. Some people might be wondering any of their local politicians might be wanting to speak at your event.
Pardon me?
The local politician. Are you going to have any, local politician might be want to come in and say a few words at the event itself, or what?
These are people that are on the program. We've been putting this out for about 3 months now for speakers, and they have committed themselves to speak. It's for 1 to 6 understand, and each speaker has been designated a time. If there's any time left over and someone would like to speak and they're not campaigning,
right,
running for an office, then they can speak anything that can help to empower the people, that can inspire them, that can motivate them, that can help them, and they can give resources for these things happening. I cannot turn that down.
You mentioned the fact that no campaigning. This.
Right, it's not a platform to where that you come and it's a forum that you're running for an office and you're trying to get votes. This is not that kind of platform. This is a platform that people need to know how to unify themselves and how to empower themselves and their communities and to take charge of their communities to bring greater wealth and building in their communities.
Yes, ma'am, I understand. I was just mentioning about those politicians because, you had to watch those politicians and everything. They say one thing and do another. So I understand exactly what you're saying about coming in and speaking on the issues, that's facing our people. And this is going to be a family event.
And how they can help themselves and pull themselves up, and how they can organize and unify and do whatever needs to be done to build their communities and make their communities a better living space, and to plant seeds mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally upon their minds to strengthen their thinking and to move in the right directions.
Yes, ma'am. Let me ask you this. I'm going to change this for a second. You told me you wrote a book.
Oh, yes, I did.
Okay, so could you share that with the listeners, brothers and sisters? Sister had written a book. Okay, I told her I was going to ask the question about this book.
Thank you for bringing it up. I didn't know you were going to do that, but I wrote a book, yes. It's a book of poetry with pictures. And it's called Fire in the Spirit. And I'm going to make this really short here. It was about 5 years ago while I was living in D.C. Up on Capitol Hill, and I had a fire. My entire place burnt down, and everything that I've collected over the last 30, 35 years is all went into ashes. And I had a title for the book. I wanted to write one it was called Fire in the Spirit. And so when that happened, it was about 5 months before I found another place. And during that 5 months, I've started writing the book, Fire in the Spirit. And I completed it. I finished it. It's been published. And I have copies. I'll bring some to the festival. But yes, and you can check that out at you can check that out at IamAbanadistro.GoDaddySites.com. And for those who do not know how to spell my name, I am A, B as in baby, E-N-A, Distro, D as in David, I, S as in Sam, R-O-E, GoDaddySites.com.
Okay.
So instead of, people say, how can you write a book when you're displaced and your place is burned down and all your clothes and your furniture and everything? Let me tell you something. You can find ways to empower yourself. You can find ways to keep your mind occupied on something that you know. If you have a passion about something, that passion can see you through any storm. And I have a passion for writing.
Yes, ma'am. Let me ask you this question, because we kind of, running up against the time a little bit.
Okay.
How much is your book? How much you selling your book for?
The book is $20 because it's color front and back, and all the pictures inside are in color. And I got different chapters in the book, jazz and blues for the children, to the bone. That's that kind of poetry that hits you right straight to the core, that plant seeds upon your mind. But different chapters, and it's $20 a copy.
Yes, ma'am. So, brothers and sisters, Sister Abana will have the book at the event. Is that correct?
Yes, now that it's out there, but I should have been thinking about it anyway. I will have copies of my book there. Yes.
Oh, okay. She will have copies of her book, or is it Fire in the Spirit?
Fire in the Spirit.
Yes, ma'am. So, brothers and sisters, if you want a copy of Sister's book, come on by the African Liberation Day. You gonna do a little book signing too? You gonna do a little book signing?
Yes, I'll do a book signing, of course.
Yes, ma'am. That sounds good. So
anything for my people. Also, I want you to know, anybody that's on Facebook, you can type in African Liberation Day 2022, the year 222, African Liberation 2022, and it will bring up more information about African Liberation Day in Baltimore.
yes, ma'am. So there you have it, brothers and sisters. This is Sister Abner, one of the organizers for African Liberation Day for you now here in the city of Baltimore. And it's going to be next Sunday, May the 29th, from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m., Lafayette Square at the corner of West Lafayette and North Arlington Avenue. You can contact Sister Abena at 202-528-6884. And also, look at getting a book. She's written a nice book. And brothers and sisters, come on by. Bring your family, friends, socials. Come on out to church and everything.
Do I have 1 minute to say thank you to a couple of people?
Yes, ma'am. Go ahead.
Okay. I would like to thank my team. I have a team that's Kilo Low, Sister Kilo Low, El Shakara Hannibal L, Enosh. They've been working really closely to do things. The young man by Ace, and that's so. And I would like to end it by giving you an inspirational saying from quotes of people that we read about, that we respect, and we admire. One is Marcus Garvey: "Up, you mighty race, and accomplish what you will." Malcolm X: "I, for one, believe that if you give people a thorough understanding of what confronts them and the basic causes that produce it, they'll create their own program." And the last one is by Kwame Ture, Stokely Carmichael. "It is a call for black people in this country to unite, to recognize their heritage, to build a sense of community." And that's why it's so important to have unity in the community. So everybody come out, bring your family, bring your grandmamas, and God, if your great-grandmother is living, bring her out there too, but bring the children. And I thank you.
Yes, ma'am. So I'm up against the timing, sister. I thank you very much for coming on Message to the Black Man and sharing this information about your event. Okay, and we'll be there, in support with you all. Next Sunday, we'll be there. Minister Raheem will be there. He'll be speaking also. So I really want to thank you this morning, for taking time out of your busy schedule, because I know it takes a lot, to put on an event. I have done it myself, and I know how much time and effort and money that goes into putting on events and everything. So, brothers and sisters, I'm going to thank the sister and closing remarks. Sister, right quick, you like to give any closing remarks before I let you go?
My closing remarks will only be, I thank you for your support. I thank you for the talks that we had leading up to this interview. I thank you for all of that. And I would say to everybody that's listening, forward ever and backward never.
Yes, ma'am. So thank you, sister. My producer is telling me it's about that time and everything. And so I appreciate you coming on and sharing everything.
Thank you.
Do. Yes, ma'am. And I hope the listening audience will come on out next Sunday on the 29th from 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at Lafayette Square and enjoy themselves, a family event. Peace, love, and soul, as I always say here on this show. And everything, so our people have an understanding that they have a place to come to next Sunday and come on out to church houses and everything else and enjoy themselves. So, Sister Abner, thank you so much for being on the program. I'm going to have to wrap it up now and everything, and I'll be in touch with you.
Thank you very much, and have a blessed and beautiful day on purpose.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Peace and blessing to you, ma'am.
Peace and blessings.
Brothers and sisters, that has been Sister Abner of the African Liberation Day event organizer, one of the main organizers for the event, and we'll be there next Sunday. So this has been Brother Shabazz with Message to the Black Man, radio program. As always, peace, love, and soul to the listening audience. Assalamu alaikum.